What's up everybody, EJ here, back with another video. So today I'm going to be giving some tips on how to go flawless in Battle Royale and MLB The Show 22. So I have gone 12-0 this year, as you can see with the banner here, so I know what I'm doing. I've gone 12-0 several times in previous MLB The Shows, and I think I can offer some advice to people who are struggling with BR, who need some help on how to go deeper in their runs. But before I do that, please consider liking this video, subscribing, and following my socials in the description below. I have all my links in there, including my Twitch, where I stream every single day, my TikTok and Instagram, where I also post videos very often. So yeah, guys, if you could check those out, that'd be really appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Let's get into the video. First of all, let's go over the drafts. So the draft is obviously going to be one of the most important things of drafting in Battle Royale team, and there's a few things in there that I'd like to point out as we go through the draft. So we'll just start up the draft right here, and we'll do sort of a walkthrough type of thing. All right, so first round here, normally in the first round, you're just picking cards that are the best available to you. The first round is usually the high diamond round or just the diamond round in general, and we'll give you some of the best cards that will help you during your run. So obviously here we have David Ortiz, Cody Bellinger, Marcus Stroman, Tom Henke. I'll immediately eliminate Tom Henke. He doesn't have a sinker. He does not have a cutter. He's got a pretty meh pitch selection, four-seamer, forkball slider. Not my favorite. Would be all right if he were, you know, a gold or something like that, but as a diamond round, not a chance. So that leaves Ortiz, Bellinger, and Stroman. So Stroman has the pitch selection. He's got a sinker, slider, splitter, cutter, four-seamer. Great selection. Not the greatest per nines, but again, in BR, per nines are not going to mean all that much to you. Because all the PCIs are going to be large anyway, so you're mostly looking for pitch selection, and I would say definitely stamina, and we'll go into why stamina is so important later on. But Stroman's definitely an option here. Great pitch selection. We have Cody Bellinger, who's got really nice power. He's got excellent fielding, good speed, well-rounded card who can play multiple positions. And we have David Ortiz, who's the best hitter between him and Bellinger, but cannot play defense and has no versatility. So in here, I'm actually going to go ahead and take Cody Bellinger. He's the best overall card. He can fill multiple positions, which is very important in BR. And he's got plenty of power against both sides to do damage. Next up in the gold round, we got here Alex Wood, Hunter Renfroe, J.R. Richard, Lou Gehrig. This is a no-brainer. You pick Hunter Renfroe every single time here, and the reason why, Alex Wood isn't too bad. He does have the weird delivery. He's got nothing else here, really. Pitch selection is pretty average. J.R. Richards not good, and Lou Gehrig is a first baseman with no other secondaries who can't lefties very well. Hunter Renfroe, terrific power against both sides. He's got amazing defense and amazing arm strength. He's a terrific BR card. Everything you want a BR card. You want power, you want fielding, and you want speed. You want to be dynamic. Contact doesn't matter that much in BR. You just want to be as dynamic as possible with a card that can play as many positions as possible. Hunter Renfroe, no-brainer whatsoever. And then, yeah, as we can go through, we'll just, you know, point out different things that you're looking for. So with pitchers, you're looking for sinker, cutter. At least one of those two is going to be very important. And then with position players, like I said, you're looking for power, you're looking for fielding. Those are going to be your main goals. People have different strategies with drafting. Some people will draft especially pitching, some people will draft especially offense. I like to have a mix of both. I don't know if I go specifically too far towards one, but as long as you're drafting within the meta of the game, which is with pitchers, sinkers, cutters, with position players, power, defense. So I'm going to go with Mark Melanson here. He's got a cutter. He's great silver. Yeah, a no-brainer here. Definitely take Melanson with that option. This round, bronze rounds, I'm not going to go over too much. It doesn't really matter all that much. If you find a card with especially good power, or especially good pitch selection, pick them, but otherwise doesn't matter overly much. I like to go with the stamina picks, or usually a speed pick or anything like that in a silver round. Something to fill a need. All right, so here we got John Means, we got Anthony Bender, we got Rhys Hoskins, and we got Willy Adames. So we're going to eliminate John Means, bad pitch selection. I'm going to think about him. We have Anthony Bender. Bender does not have outlier, but he is able to throw 99 with his sinker, which is nice. We do have Rhys Hoskins, who has terrific power. And then we also have Willy Adames, who has pretty good power, pretty good defense as well, at a very important position. Here, it's tough. You can go either way with these three, honestly. They're all pretty evenly matched. I'm personally going to go with Anthony Bender because I feel better about my lineup choices right now. All depends, again, on cards that you pick before as well can influence the rest of your team. So here we got a terrific, this is a very high diamond round. We got Randy Johnson, Joe Mauer, Troy Gloss, and Albert Pujols. This is obviously a terrific round. This is a key round for you in your Battle Royale run. And this is where you start talking about rarity of positions. There's tons of first basemen in the game. There's tons of outfielders in the game. There's not as many great catchers. There's not as many great second basemen. There's not as many great shortstops. Those cards are going to be a little bit more rare in your rounds. So with that being considered, I actually think this choice is pretty easy, and that choice is going to be Joe Mauer. Joe Mauer has enough power on both sides, terrific contact. I don't know, it doesn't matter too much in BR, but it's still nice to have. Terrific arm strength at catcher is what you're really looking for at catcher, and he plays a rare position. Our Fools is a terrific card, but he plays positions that are all covered really well. Same with Troy Gloss. Gloss can play shortstop, but he's just going to be bad there. And then Randy Johnson, I just don't like taking starting pitchers with high diamonds. I think it's a little bit of a waste. So Joe Mauer, no-brainer here, definitely taking this card. In this round, this is what I'm talking about, a niche thing. Todd Frazier is 84 power versus lefty. He's a perfect bench bat. We take him out all day in a bronze round. Here's a silver round, Eduardo Rodriguez, cutter sinker, no-brainer, take Eduardo Rodriguez. Colin Moran, bit of a niche card, 76 contact, 59 power versus right, good enough as a bench bat in BR. We take him. Gavin Lux, 85 speed, perfect bench runner, niche round in BR, in a bronze round, take him. Here goes another gold round. We got Charlie Morton, Craig Kimbrell, Jimmy Rollins, Michael Brantley, no-brainer. These are three not very good cards. Kimbrell's a terrible pitch selection, and Rollins and Brantley don't have any power, so we take Charlie Morton with a good pitch selection with the cutter and the sinker. This round, we do have Adames and Aaron Loop. These are going to be my two considerations. Loop is a good pitch selection. Adames can play defense and hit at the position, but whenever I see a sinker cutter pitcher in BR, I take them without question. Loop also has the weird delivery to his advantage. We take Aaron Loop all day. All right, so this is an example of a round that isn't all that great. We got Hyunjin Ryu, we got Christian Javier, we got Ha-Seong Kim, and we have Andrew Benintendi. All these cards aren't great. Ryu is the best out of them because he has a cutter, but these rounds are going to happen. You just get through them. Hopefully you don't have too many in your draft. Don't be afraid to redraft. If you do draft too many cards that, you don't like that much, then you can just restart it. But here, Ryu isn't the worst, I guess, so we take the best of the options presented. Here we got Meadows, Ha-Seong Kim, Darren O'Day, Herman Marquez. With here, it's between O'Day and Meadows for me. Meadows has really bad defense in the outfield, which is important to me. Outfield defense is very important in BR. Your opponents are going to hit a lot of fly balls. It's BR. Balls are hit hard and in the air. You need guys that can go run them down. Austin Meadows can't do that. You need outfield defense. As you can see, we got Bellinger, Renfroe. They're going to be running down balls all day in the outfield. So here we take Darren O'Day. He's got the sinker. He's got the weird delivery. Take O'Day. This round we got Wood, Chris Martin, Dansby Swanson, Andrew Benintendi, no-brainer, Chris Martin, cutter sinker. Common rounds. I usually take starting pitchers in common rounds or a niche speed guy. Those are going to be my two options, or a lefty if I do need one. Adam Conley is a lefty. I already have a lefty. I'll be able to find some more. We're just going to take the common starter, round out the rotation. Your rotation is not going to be the most important. I usually draft silvers in rotation just to have a nice guy with stamina who can start. But yeah, that you can draft one or two common starters in your rotation. Alrighty. Here we got Jock Peterson. Normally I don't love platoon bats in BR, but Jock Peterson's the exception. I love his swing. He has amazing power, and we'll get into how you can order him in your lineup or on your bench to best suit your team. This is another example of a pretty meh round. Matzik is a lefty, which is nice, and that's going to give him the most value over these guys. Austin Adams, Ryan Stanek, don't get pitch selections. Adames, again, Adames is coming up in this draft. Adames is an okay card, but he's okay. So personally, we're going to go with Tyler Matzik here. We get the lefty in there in the lineup. Pretty meh round here. We do have Sergio Alcantara, who can really play defense. He can also switch hit and has a little bit of power against righties. This is actually a nice bronze card. Between him and Blake Parker, Parker does have a splitter and cutter, which is kind of intriguing, but I'm actually going to go ahead and take Sergio Alcantara. Switch hitting is nice. He has enough power versus right to at least do a little bit of damage, and his defense at shortstop is going to be amazing. However, if I do find a better shortstop, I will not be afraid to replace him. Here, no-brainer. Dickerson does have some power, which is nice. Balut Trevino, sinker, cutter, slurve. Terrific pitch selection. We take them all day. This is a tough round, and this is where you start getting into positions you've already filled. We filled our entire lineup. Here, normally the best card might actually be Cedric Mullins because he's got good outfield defense and he's got enough power, good speed. But I think it's definitely Brandon Lau because Brandon Lau, terrific power versus both sides. Can play position of need. Easy take here. We take Brandon Lau all day. Travis Shaw, perfect niche bench bat in BR. Take him all day. Throw him on your bench free, at least next base hit most of the time against righties. We already got a bench bat, so I'm not sure Cole Calhoun is the most useful card in the world. We do have Luis Garcia, who does throw very hard. He has Outlier. Outlier is absurdly important in BR. Outlier is so difficult to hit for even most players in BR. Most like guys who aren't the greatest are just not gonna be able to hit Outlier. So Luis Garcia, no brainer. Look for Outlier guys, man. Check their quirks. If they have Outlier, they're very valuable. All right, here we start getting to a couple waste rounds in the draft. We have 2 bronze rounds and a common round. Not going to care too much here. Just going to look for some cards who can maybe have some use. Frazier has a little bit of power, some outfield versatility, so we'll take him. Here we got some guys that we could potentially pick, some utility guys. None of them have that much use. This is a throwaway. This is a common round. Not going to care too much. We'll take the guy with the most speed who can also play 3 infield positions. And finally, we have this round. Lamont Wade Jr. is a terrific bench bat, actually, but we already have a bench bat in Travis Shaw, so I'm not too high on him. We do have Miguel Cabrera, and we do have Yandy Diaz. Yandy Diaz playing way up against lefties. Make sure to check inside edge. It can be very useful on these Battle Royale teams. As you can see, Yandy Diaz becomes insanely valuable because he's playing so far up versus left-handed pitchers on this particular day. All right, so in the BR lineup, I like to have my top 3 guys hitting 1, 2, 3. I like 2 guys that are 2 of my best hitters, and maybe 1 guy that's a little bit more platoon splits in order to get at bats against common pitching, and for the opponent to force his pitcher to stay in the game. Is obviously can't take out your starter until he pitches to at least 3 batters, so you can take advantage of that. If he throws a bad righty on the mound, he can put in a platoon lefty to be able to mash off of that righty immediately at the start of the game. So we are going to start Joe Mauer, and we're going to have Jock Peterson batting second here. This is not my ideal lineup. I have a lot of lefties. Normally I like having a little more balance, but that is not the case here. So we're going to have Jock Peterson batting second, so he's guaranteed an at bat, hopefully against a right-handed pitcher. And then we're going to have Hunter Renfroe third, so we can have some coverage against lefties. And then from there, we're going to have Bellinger fourth, another really good hitter. Normally I'd have Bellinger higher up in the lineup, but because I have so many lefties, we're just going to put him lower because I do want to squeeze in Jock Peterson there and make sure that I balance with Renfroe. So we're going to put Bellinger fourth. We're going to put Todd Frazier fifth. So I'm actually going to be starting Todd Frazier. I know I talked about him as a bench bat, but I don't actually really have anyone I'd rather start over him, and I need right-handed hitters, so he's going to stay in the lineup. He has enough power. 65-84 is good enough to do some damage. So we're going to bat him fifth to have a little more balance in the lineup. We're going to have Brandon Lau sixth. Brandon Lau is a good, solid hitter. And we're going to have, after that, this is going to be weird. And hear me out. I'm actually going to put my pitcher spot 7th because I want better hitters hitting ahead of the 8 and 9. My pitcher's never going to hit in a BR game. I'm always going to pinch hit for him. So by using this strategy, I can get either Travis Shaw or Yandy Diaz, someone who can really hit the platoon sides higher than Sergio Alcantara or Colin Moran, because honestly, I just don't love hitting with Alcantara or Colin Moran. They don't have the greatest hitting stats in the world. So yeah, we're going to have Bob Feller in the 7th spot, and he's just going to get switched out for one of these guys, which is going to behoove me greatly. So yeah, we're gonna have that situation in there. And that's how I'm gonna run my lineup. The general rule in BR, just getting guys that you're really good with at the top of the order, facing the worst pitchers so you can get as many runs as possible, ambush them right away, and be able to score tons of runs early on in the game to put your opponent in an early hole. All right, so now we're gonna go into a BR game. So personally, I am on PS5, so I can play custom stadiums. Stadium, I mean, pick whatever you want. I prefer minor league stadiums and stadiums with elevation because the ball flies there. I prefer a more offensive style of playing BR because I know I'm not going to pitch well anyway, so I'd rather be able to have the ability to score runs whenever I want. So we're going to be playing at a max elevation park that I downloaded. And then with the minimum bar here, it's not going to matter at all right now because I'm early on the run, but later on when you're in the run, your minimum is going to start at around 2,000. You don't want it there. You want to wait for the bar to go down below 1,800, because if it's not below 1,800, the chances of you matching up with someone good late in your run is much higher than it is if you're waiting for the bar to go lower on. But that's more of a late BR thing. Just wanted to throw it in there because this is the only game I'm really going to show. So we're going to start my best starting pitcher, my 85 overall that I have there, and then we're going to start this lineup. We're going to see who we are facing. We're facing Papa Slim. He's an Xbox player. He's got Alex Wood starting, which is tough for me. My lineup does not have the best lefty coverage at all, so it's going to be a little bit of a grind. We're going to see which stadium this guy's playing at, what his record is. So he is going to be playing at, I believe this is a minor league stadium. I'll have to see the specific name of it. This is Oak Street. Okay, I played here before. Not my favorite stadium in the world. Hasn't played a ranked game yet this season. I like turning on crossplay so I can face more Xbox players. Usually, on average, Xbox players aren't going to be the greatest. Okay, so now we're going to discuss strategy of actually gameplay in BR. So the biggest thing right now is that stamina is much different in BR. You'll notice I'm checking R2 between every pitch to check the pitcher's stamina. There we go, Joe Mauer getting a base hit through the left side. So my goal is to get that stamina into yellow. So this year, stamina runs out a lot quicker. And that's why I was recommending when you're drafting pitchers to draft pitchers with as high stamina as possible if you can. You know, if you're picking between 2 guys who are similar, one has higher stamina, always draft a higher stamina one, because stamina in this year's BR runs out super quick. So my goal when I'm hitting is to be able to get the pitcher stamina, get it as low as possible to get my PCI to be bigger and to get me to have more rewarded results and good swings. So again, Alex Wood starting with green stamina. Pitchers do have a little bit more. Starting pitchers do have a little bit more stamina. than relievers. So I'm going to will it down. I'm going to be actually taking first pitch strikes for a little bit here against Alex Wood. But after the first pitch strike, we start getting a little bit more aggressive. We get another base hit here with Jock Peterson. So we're just trying to make sure, you know, basic hitting tips. You can check out my hitting tips video for more specific hitting tips, but specifically in BR, trying to be as patient as possible, trying to whittle down that pitcher into yellow energy. So he's still into the green. So we're going to take another first pitch strike here with Hunter Renfroe. It's a terrific matchup for me. I need to do damage. This is a righty facing a lefty. He gives me a pitch I can hit. Nah, kind of fouled it off. Not the greatest swing by me. I'm checking his stamina again. He's still in the green. So again, with here, I've already taken a strike. It's already a 2-strike count. So I'm not going to adjust my approach too much for now. Going to be swinging. Now he's on yellow, and I'll explain what yellow means after this at bat specifically, because I'll really show my difference in approach when the pitcher gets into yellow stamina.
Count is full.
All right, 3-2. Big situation for me here. Going to try to drive in some runs with Renfroe. So Renfroe grounds into double play. So unfortunately, not the greatest swing for me. Got on top of it. That's something you're going to want to really avoid in BR. But the key here is not getting upset. You know what? It's fine. You can score tons and tons of runs in BR all at once. So I'm not going to be too worried about that. You know, it's a little bit frustrating because it is only 3 innings. He's going to actually keep an Alex Wood. You're going to see I'm now going to be a lot more aggressive. So I'm going to be swinging first pitch because now my PCI is bigger because he's on yellow stamina. So we're really going to try to be aggressive on these pitches, try to ambush him. Unfortunately, they're not the greatest swing, and that is an example of what not to do in an inning. Just really like try to turn on pitches. Your entire goal in BR should be trying to turn on pitches inside, going with pitches away. You know, again, not going to go too far into it, into, you know, stuff like that, but just general strategy of really making sure that you're turning on everything inside and really trying to be patient on pitches away, trying to go with them as best as you can. So there's gonna be lineup there. That's gonna happen. BR, you know, lineups for you, lines for the other side. It's all-star things are gonna happen. Go to general pitching strategy now. So my general strategy in BR when pitching, first of all, is going to be to always warm up relievers almost immediately, because you want them to be at full stamina so that they have the most stamina possible when they get put into the game. So you can at least throw a few pitches before they get into yellow stamina. So I usually like to warm them up right at the start of the game, and then from there, actual pitching strategy. I really like to work people away because people are always looking to turn on pitches, trying to be aggressive in BR, trying to swing at everything because it's all star. The PCI is big. They're trying to do damage. So if you keep the ball away from them, it entices people to get early on these pitches and to roll over. You're going to see a lot of rollovers, especially from players who aren't that good, like this guy rolling over on these pitches away. I'm just spamming with cutters away. This is where cutters become super important and where sinkers become super important facing left-handed hitters, because you can throw the cutters away to righties with righties, sinkers away to lefties with righties, and vice versa when you're throwing a lefty, obviously the opposite. So that's just going to be my general rule in BR, really trying to work away. Obviously trying not to be too repetitive with it, as Tuck Frazier matches one. See what I mean? Easily you can score runs in BR. It doesn't take that much, man. It just try not to get frustrated when you do have rough innings like I did in the first inning, because you can easily come back and score runs in bunches. I don't know why he still has Alex win the game. He has no energy right now. He is in the red. My PCI is huge. I can absolutely turn on pitches right now and do major damage against Alex Wood currently. So I'm going to be super aggressive. I have nothing to lose here. I can just go up there hacking because I know when I scrub a ball, it's going to get rewarded. As there's a line drive base it again there. Yeah, everything's going to get rewarded for me. The ball is coming off the bat like crazy because he is at no energy, and that's because I worked his stamina all the way down. And this is where my pitcher bagging in 7 spot is going to come into play here, because now I can bring in a hitter that I know is going to be able to hit a platoon side really well before my last 2 hitters who I don't love hitting with. So here we're going to actually go ahead. We're going to bring in Yandy Diaz. We're going to force him to either keep in Alex Wood or bring in a righty. He's going to go ahead and keep in Alex Wood. Dangerous situation for him. And Yandy, unfortunately, not the best swing for me. A lot of righties don't have the fastest swings, unfortunately. Yandy does not work for me there, but the general point of getting guys that you like up in the lineup as much as possible, even so far as for me doing something radical like putting my pitcher up in the 7th spot in the order. And then look at my switch hitter that I batted low in the lineup, and he's going to deliver for me. The beauty of All-Star, you can hit with almost everybody. We scrub the ball, it's All-Star. The ball is going to fly. An absolute tank. Still refuses to take out Alex Wood, and we're just going to take full advantage of that. Look at that. My left-hand hitting Colin Moran with 43 power now driving the ball into center field because his energy is so low. I'm just going to get rewarded for every swing I take right now. That's going to be another double, and we're starting to pound it into my opponent right now. We're starting to put the pressure on him. He is being dumb. He's not taking out Alex Wood. His stamina is so so low that, again, I'm just jumping on everything. I'm getting rewarded on everything. I'm taking good swings at everything because everything is right with the plate. His confidence is now also down, as well as his energy, so he can't even command pitches. Pitchers are getting driven, and this is becoming a flaw. Joe Mauer crushes it. So the key here in BR, getting the pitcher's stamina down to at least yellow, so it becomes easier and easier to hit, easier and easier to get rewarded for good swings, and now you're just absolutely pounding him. And some opponents will just be dumb and not taking out their pitchers, and you can take full advantage of that, like I am right now. Now we have a quick 5-0 lead here in the second inning, and he was just refusing to take him out. We are just taking full advantage of this. Jock Peterson now to the left side. Looks like that will be a double for me there. But yeah, just constantly the barrage. Be patient until you get it down to yellow and then explode. Be aggressive, swing at pitches. You can hit so many pitches in BR. You can take full advantage of that. You can be more aggressive in BR, but make sure to get that stamina down first to really take full advantage of it. And now, I mean, Hunter Renfroe just launching it. See what I mean? Going with those away pitches, turning on the inside ones, focusing on hitting the opposite, the pitches on the other side of the plate to the opposite field, like I just did there with Hunter Renfroe. That's an absolute tank. Cody Bellinger, and I mean, the route is just absolutely on. Gonna get screwed here a little bit with the lineup. I mean, I'm just on everything that he's throwing with Alex right now because he's just not taking him out. His energy is really bad, his confidence is really low, and we're just pounding out the runs against him. All right, now you're gonna see why I enjoyed, you know, starting or warming up my relievers right away in the game, because now they're at full stamina as they're going to be entering the game. I can bring in Mark Melancon right now, and you'll have green energy for the first few pitches, which is huge. I can hopefully get some free outs here immediately with Mark Melancon. Now he's at yellow, so this is going to become a little bit dangerous. So now I'm going to really get my opponent to start chasing, because he's going to get excited because he was at yellow, which I do the same thing, man. I'm very aggressive when pitchers get into yellow, so I don't even mind swinging at balls when I'm hitting, but I'm going to take advantage of that when I'm pitching. We're going to really attack MJ Melendez here way inside. We're going to make him chase. And he is chasing. He's obliging with me. And he's not chasing and being early, which I am. He's chasing being late, meaning he's getting beat and he's chasing outside the zone. He is just in all sorts of trouble right now. There's a little pop-up. Easy play for Brandon Lau. What a game. 7-0 victory. We were patient at the beginning. We had the pitcher go down to yellow stamina, and then we just ripped up baseballs. Took the easy victory. Didn't even allow a hit. We were working him away, sometimes jamming him inside when he was starting to look away a little bit more, and we come away with an easy victory. And that's all I really have to say. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, follow my socials in the description below. Really appreciate you guys watching this video. Let me know in the comments if this helped you out. And yeah, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day.